welcome back to the deep dive. You know, the source material you sent us for today feels like a study in contrasts.
How so?
Well, on one hand, we're zooming way in, looking at these microscopic rules of human behavior inside, say, a small company.
Right. How to motivate someone, how groups handle conflict.
Exactly. And then on the other hand, we immediately zoom way out to this huge macroscopic challenge of trying to capture the opinion of an entire nation with polls and surveys. The shift in scale is it's massive.
It is, but that's what makes this so interesting, right? We've got the material covering the really foundational theories of organizational behavior.
Motivation, group dynamics, that kind of thing.
All of that, but it's right alongside the leading edge survey methods that were developed during this huge recent crises, specifically the 2020 election and the COVID-19 pandemic.
So I guess our mission here is to pull out the core insights about how we even measure human actions, whether that's an employee's performance or a voter's preference. We need to figure out what drives the action and then how accurately we can even record it after it happens.
Exactly. We're really connecting two big questions. First, what makes people tick internally? And second, how does the way we ask about it, externally fundamentally change the answer we get?
Okay, and that's where it gets really interesting. Let's start with those internal drivers, the stuff happening inside the workplace that shapes everything. To really get performance, we have to start with motivation. You had us look past Maslow at something called Alderfer's ERG theory. What was the main problem with Maslow that ERG was trying to fix?
Well, the biggest knock on Maslow is really just how rigid his hierarchy was.
Right, the pyramid. The
pyramid, exactly. You had to satisfy the lower needs before the higher ones even became a factor. Alderfer's ERG theory is, it's a lot more flexible. It simplifies the needs into 3 buckets, but it lets you move between them. They can even be active at the same time.
Okay, let's unpack this. What are those 3 needs?
So first up, we have existence needs. These are the basics, the material and physiological things. Your salary, good working conditions, benefits, all that stuff.
The foundation.
The foundation. Then comes relatedness needs. This is the drive to build and maintain, real interpersonal relationships. Feeling connected to your coworkers, your boss, feeling like you belong.
I see that shift from just material survival to social survival. So what's the highest level?
That would be growth needs. This is the intrinsic stuff, that deep internal need to be creative, to be productive, to feel like you're making a meaningful contribution. Personal development, maximizing your potential. And unlike Maslow, Alderfer has this frustration regression principle. If you're blocked from achieving growth, you might just double down on your relatedness needs instead. That flexibility is it's just critical for managing a modern workforce.